What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with VR365. What is going on? It is currently 12 noon. It is April 27th. The year of our Lord is 2019. And it's time for another episode of VR365 Live. Why am I showing my background so much? Okay, I need to reposition myself here. All right. Oh, wait, what's going on? Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. Slight difficulties. All right, so here we are, ready. Why don't we go ahead and start that over one more time? What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with VR365. Welcome to another episode of our show. In fact, I need to see what episode are we on now. We are on episode 162. It's Saturday. It's 12 noon. It's April 27th. And that is Bleeding Edge, otherwise known as a poor man's Jurassic Park simulator that lasts basically about 7 minutes and is very entertaining, but should probably only cost 99 cents because it's basically a 7-minute experience. But it is pretty cool. Like, tell me that little scene right there doesn't look like it was taken directly from Jurassic Park. Very, very similar. And of course, the green blood, that is a Chinese thing. And now they don't even allow green blood anymore. Some new Chinese rules have come along, and it could change the way we experience some of the games that we get. Because I gotta tell you, man, I've been playing some Chinese developed games. Well, I don't know which ones exactly are Chinese developed, but I think quite a few of them are. And they are improving by leaps and bounds. It's pretty freaking impressive. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that down right there. All right, so what I wanted to do to start off today's show, the first thing that we need to do is we need to thank our sponsor, because the deal is this show would not be possible without your generous support, and I really truly appreciate that. This show is not monetized on YouTube. We're not sponsored by anybody. We don't have any allegiance to Oculus, HTC, Sony, Pimax, anybody out there. 100% independent VR gaming news and discussion daily, 365 days a year, which is batshit insane. It truly is. Now, do we have a show absolutely every single day? No. I always say it's VR365, give or take about 27 days. So we are going to miss a show every now and then, but we're pretty damn consistent with it. But we need to start off by thanking our sponsor. And so first off, I want to thank our Patreon sponsor of the day. Let me go ahead and cue this up real quick. And that is our PayPal sponsor of the day is Remy Mercet. Remy, thank you so much for supporting the show. Really appreciate it. It's awesome. With your support, we're able to keep banging away at this thing, and we're able to keep doing that. So that is tremendous. Thank you so much, Remy Mercet. Really appreciate that. All right, so with that out of the way, we can go ahead and get started with the show. And you know what? This week, or this Saturday, I'm going to go ahead and start the show off. Yeah, Kevin says VR 345. You know what? Actually, if we deliver 345 legitimate live stream episodes this year, that's cause for celebration. That is absolute cause for celebration, because I also deliver Let's Plays, guys. So I do a daily show, but we also do Let's Plays as well. And there's a lot of content on this channel. I might kind of brag and boast about it. There is a lot of content on this channel, and I'm proud of the content that we're delivering. We do miss a few shows here or there. Okay, but anyway, I wanted to start off today's episode with an email question. And yeah, that's another way that you can interface with our show, is by shooting us an email info@vrgamerankings.com, info@vrgamerankings.com. Shoot an email over there if you have a more detailed question, a more reasoned question that you want to talk about. And I got a detailed question in our email from Neil, and it's about the Oculus Quest, and it's actually a very interesting concern that I think might be a bit underrated. I think we might be undervalued. I think we're not giving this concern that much focus, and this is a big unknown quantity right about now. Okay, so here's what Neil had to say. I will buy the Quest on day one. However, my biggest concern with being a PlayStation 4 console PSVR owner is the same problem that I hear about on the Quest subreddit. PlayStation VR save games are a non-issue, with multiple ways of backing up your saved games with USB backup and online PS Plus cloud save on PlayStation 4. If Oculus Quest is being touted as the first VR games console, Oculus need to clarify that saved games are being backed up in the cloud and easily restorable when deleting games. Who produces a game's... hold on, let's move this down here. Let's see, where are we? Okay, who produces a games console where your saved game files are not safe from losing progress? For me, this is a potential big issue, as I will be getting the 64 gig version of the Oculus Quest. Joe and Sally Walmart will need an easy save game backup solution. Otherwise, they will say great product, but don't buy the Quest, as you lost all my VR poker saved games when I removed games to make space for my family VR photo album. Okay, but this is an interesting question. This is actually a straight up legitimate question. And you know what the most beautiful thing the most beautiful thing about this question is this is a question that is going to be answered in about 5 or 6 days, or actually not even that, like 4 days, right? Like basically 4 days. This Tuesday, we might be able to answer this question, but we don't know the answer to this question definitively right now. And there's multiple questions with using the Oculus Quest and saved games. My bigger question, I understand your concern, Neil. So Neil's primary concern is like, look, he's going with the 64 gig version. He doesn't want to go for the bigger version. He's going with 64 gigs. He's going to have to delete games. He's going to have to delete games to make room for other games. And he's fine with that. You know, he's okay with deleting games and re-downloading them. But you got to get your game saved somehow. So there's got to be some type of in the cloud storage, or somehow it's linked to your Oculus account online. And there has to be some way to get these saved games, is what he's talking about, especially for people with the 64 gig version. But even the 128 gig version, eventually, if you keep adding game and game and game on, you keep adding all these games to your system, it's eventually going to clog up, especially if you're ripping 3D Blu-rays and maybe checking some of those out on your Oculus Quest as well. So storage is going to be an issue. So backing up saved games, somehow being able to get them later, that is important. I think an even bigger question, though, a bigger question for me about the Oculus Quest is, take your average family, right? You got a mom, you got a dad, and maybe there's 3 kids. So you got 5 people in that family. How many Oculus Quests do these 5 people need to buy to be able to enjoy the Oculus Quest? Now, if you're Oculus and Facebook, long term, you would want everybody to have to buy their own thing. You know, ideally you would want everybody to have to buy one. I know it's kind of crazy, but yeah, that's what you would want long term. That's what Apple has with iPhones. Everybody has to buy their own. You're not passing around iPhones pretty much. And so long term, I think, yeah, they want that. But in the beginning, I think they need to be overly consumer friendly And I think there should be multiple saved game slots. Like if you're not going to allow us to switch accounts, which I can kind of understand. Like for example, you buy an Oculus Quest, you bring it home, you create 4 different Oculus Quest accounts, one for your wife, one for, 2 of your kids, one for yourself. You got 4 different Oculus Quest accounts that are running on the Oculus Quest, and you can cycle between these accounts. That would be awesome. Do I think that that's going to happen? Probably not. I think you're going to get a singular account. So I think you're going to kind of be boned. But even if they only give us a singular account, give us multiple game saves. Give us multiple game saves. So at least if I'm playing Journey of the Gods, I don't want to like demo it to somebody and they have to be in my game save. That's a bad idea. Especially like Oculus, you want us to demo this stuff to everybody, right? Well, we don't want to be ruining our own personal saved games. Give us multiple saved game slots. But these are interesting questions, and these are questions that's going to be answered in about 4 or 5 days, and that's going to be exciting because realities are going to arrive. And also, I don't think we should completely panic right away if things aren't exactly the way we want them to be, because I'm sure Oculus is going to be fine-tuning things over the first 4 to 5 months of availability. So let's not completely panic right away if they don't have everything the way it should be. Let's panic if they have no plans to ever improve that. And so anyway, good question, Neil. I appreciate it. And once again, if you do want to email the show, it is info@vrgamerankings.com. Now you might say, what is vrgamerankings.com? Well, it is the place to go if you want to know about the hottest upcoming VR games, or maybe the best VR games ever. For example, this is the top 40 most wanted Oculus Rift games: Stormland, No Man's Sky, Lone Echo, Asgard's Wrath jumping up to number 4. And this game has jumped up to number 4 in large part because the demos have been so impressive. The demos of this game at GDC and PAX East, very impressive. Asgard's Wrath jumping up the charts there. Boneworks, Defector, Borderlands 2, Population 1, haven't heard a lot about Population 1. Journey of the Gods, that's actually the Oculus Rift version, which will probably look a lot better than that screenshot. Dead and Buried 2, look at the release date, guys. Look at the release date, May 2019. Yes, we are predicting that Dead and Buried 2 is going to be available on the Oculus Rift in mere weeks. Crossplay with the Quest. We believe it's going to happen. Let's see if we're wrong. Firmament, we got a whole year to wait for that. Don't worry about that one. Dirt Rally VR. Okay, Zed. Zed is a game that might be coming way sooner than we thought. And we got a release date now, May. Although if you go to their Steam page, they say spring 2019. But I think Zed is very imminent. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Blunt Force is a big one. Elder Scrolls Blades, we don't really know what the hell this is. Undead Citadel looks incredible graphically. Nostos looks pretty good if they can actually pull that off. Dance Central, we got this summer 2019, but it could be out within a matter of days because it might be on the Oculus Quest in a matter of days, and it might hit the Rift in a matter of days as well, but we got summer 2019. District Steel, we're still kind of hyped for that. The Rig, Sniper Elite, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of good stuff. Free Diver, Triton Down, a May 2019 release. How freaking exciting is this that Free Diver is like maybe weeks away? That looks really good. Area of Darkness could come out any day now. We think May. Lots of good stuff. Look at this. 9, the Splintered Something by Odin Studios. I forget what this was called exactly, but this is that Blade Runner game. We got it tentatively scheduled as a 4th quarter release. Hell Split Arena by Deep Type Games. That's looking really, really good. So, we recently updated this. This is the top 40 most wanted Oculus Rift games. So don't forget, vrgamerankings.com is something that exists. Does it need dramatic help? Yes, it does. Ridiculous help. But I do bang away on it in my spare time. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and give away a code? Let's give away our first code for JetX. So let's go ahead and bounce back over here. I'm going to give away a code for JetX. We've got 5 codes to give away. And so let's go ahead and start that process. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so this is our first code for JetX, PL74J. E, I as in igloo, JG6, 2L3, I think that's a 0, T. That is the first code for JetX. Good luck to anybody out there that might possibly be able to grab this code. I am a fan of JetX, but you know what I got to admit, and I apologize to Singularity Labs. I apologize to the producer Fibram because they've got another banger. That producer, we're going to be talking about that in this show as well. They've got another banger, maybe even better than JetX, that's on the way. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But apologies to Singularity Lab and Fibram, but I got to admit, now that Space Junkies is like $15, JetX maybe not looking quite as good because JetX does have a mode in it that is very reminiscent of Space Junkies. It really feels like Space Junkies. The nice thing about JetX, though, is it also has like a wipeout kind of a racing mode and a few other modes as well, where Space Junkies is basically one kind of thing. Also, I don't know, can you play Space Junkies offline? No, I think you need Uplay, and I think you got to be with real people. And JetX, I think you could play, like even if no one's around, I think you could play against bots. And JetX was cheaper. I know it was $10. I don't know if the price has changed. But yeah, that's the code there for JetX. So somebody grab that. Let's see. Okay, what's the next thing I want to get into? Okay, well, you know what? This is a breaking story, ladies and gentlemen. A breaking story. Okay, first what I got to do, hold on a second here. Let me go and I'm going to grab a Steam page real quick because I want to talk about this next game. So I got to try a game right before this show, and I am like, oh my God, these fools are killing it. Or they could kill it. They could kill it, but they need some help. They need some production value, but God damn it. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. We're going to switch over to the Webby browser. Now, there is a game, ladies and gentlemen. It is called Boiling Steel, and I played this game earlier today. You've heard about this game. If you check out the Coffee and VR podcast, Rendered Reality, I believe they've talked about Boiling Steel. I've heard other people talk about Boiling Steel because there is an alpha code out there that you can get. So a lot of YouTubers are trying out Boiling Steel. And I played this game right before we started this show. Like I played it basically, it was like a half an hour ago. I might still have a bit of an Oculus face, like a Jeff Gerstmann style Oculus face, because I just came out of this. And I got to tell you, man, this is impressive. This is impressive. I haven't even gotten to the combat. Like I haven't even seen the combat. I'm hoping the combat doesn't suck because everything I've seen so far has been super impressive. But there are some serious issues. And I really hope that Mirrorwind, the developer of this game, okay, look, this is a work in progress. It's not a finalized version, but I got to admit, they need somebody with a really good grasp of the English language, somebody that understands sci-fi storytelling, and they need somebody to get with them and work on how the intro, because the writing is really bad. It's like they straight up are using some random translator to do the writing, and it is way off target. But there's so many good things about this game. Okay, so let's go back over here to our standard scene. What I'm going to do is I do have a video. I just grabbed a video off YouTube of somebody that was playing this game, Boiling Steel. And so I'm going to just throw this video up on the screen here. And so at the very beginning of this game, this is what I just experienced. Like I was very early on in this game, and there is this hovering robot, and it's giving you this message there, and it's basically saying, you know, like you just woke up, your consciousness is being transported here, you're like in a robot. You got these hands that are just like little balls that are flickering around. Eventually, you get some legit robot hands, and you start making your way through this facility. And everything is really impressive, man. Mirrowin, much love. I'm giving you guys straight props. But here's the thing, guys. Get somebody that is a really good writer. You got to get somebody that's a really good writer because, oh my God, there's a lot of story that happens in this game, and you need a quality. You know what you guys need? I'm going to tell you exactly what you guys need. You guys need to have a robot person that is talking to the player and a little bit snarky. A little bit of a snarky robot, but not like overly snarky, but a little bit snarky and like a clever kind of dialogue system. And this game would be competing with some serious games out there. Like, this is a legit game. Boiling Steel, not to be freaking, I mean, I'm impressed. Much love to Mirrowin. You guys are on to something really nice here. I'm very impressed with that. Okay, let's see. What else did we want to get into? So speaking of Zed, I'm going to go back over to, let's go back over to the Webby browser here. And, that game Zed. So actually what I'll do here is we'll look at some upcoming games. Okay, so going back over to our Webby browser here, this is the list of upcoming Steam games that are due to arrive in the very near future. And what's interesting to me is Zed is coming up as the second game on the list. Now that doesn't necessarily mean anything because I've seen like Trench Run be at the very top and that game still hasn't come out. I've seen other games be at the very top and they still didn't come out. But I don't know. This game Zed could come out very, very soon. They've never changed the spring 2019 window. We've been in spring for a while. They just came out with a new trailer for the game. I think there was like a more detailed trailer for the game. I think there was a story on the game somewhere. Yeah, they just had a new trailer and stuff. Zed may be imminent, and this could be a really good game. This could be, at least it could be a very polished, high-quality, AAA-esque kind of game in terms of like high-quality textures and designs and stuff. It might not live up to everybody's dreams. Again, we're talking about another puzzle game. Like, we almost have too many damn puzzle games, but this is looking pretty good. So I'm excited with the possibility that this could be around the corner at any given minute. But yeah, let's go ahead and now we might as well bounce really quickly into our Oculus daily deal of the day. And this is a well-known big-time game. Let's go ahead and check it out. And Raw Data. The full release of Raw Data is the daily deal. It's 50% off. It's $20. You got well over 11 hours left in this deal. Now, here's the thing. Okay, the standard price for Raw Data, $40. $40. That's a high standard price. Let's be real. Raw Data should not be more than $29.99 at this point, in my personal opinion. So really, you're saving $10, really, because I don't think it should be at $39.99. Of course, that's my personal opinion. And you know what they say about opinions. Opinions are like bleep. Everybody has one. So we don't need to get into that. But yeah, Raw Data, it's a solid game. For some weird reason, I never really enjoyed this game very much on the Oculus Rift, but that was a long time ago that I tried it on the Rift. I loved it on the Vive, and I love it on PlayStation VR. Raw Data on PlayStation VR, about 83% of the experience is squeezed through a very small tube and squirted into the PlayStation VR, and it's pretty freaking amazing that they were able to do that good of a job with Raw Data. Okay, but yeah, that is the daily deal. And then one other thing I wanted to do real quick, we're going to do the daily deal every single day, but another thing I want to do every single day is I want to check on Area of Darkness Sentinel, because it says late April 2019, so let's go ahead and give this a quick check. Here it is, Area of Darkness Sentinel, still says late April 2019. It is currently April 27th, where I'm living. Let's go ahead and refresh this, And yeah, that's where we are, and there's no new announcements. So really curious. I mean, if this game comes out of the blue in the next couple of days, man, there's a lot going on in the next couple of days. If this also launches and we've got all the headsets as well, this could be a pretty big game that could arrive any day now. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and throw out another code for JetX. We'll throw out code number 2 for JetX. And this is some more footage of boiling steel. And I actually have not even gotten to this area of boiling steel yet. So I haven't tried the combat, but the area that I'm in, because I've only just been playing this for about 25 minutes, and it kind of slowly but surely takes you through this facility. The area that I'm in, I've been very impressed with boiling steel. It's almost like a poor man's Stormland when you're looking at your robot arms, and because I've played Stormland. I'm a very lucky individual on planet Earth. I've played Stormland. Not only that, I've played it inside an Oculus Rift S, and I looked at my robot arms, and I was like, wow, look at these robot arms. And I did play this boiling steel, and you do have robot arms. I looked at my robot arms. I wasn't quite wow, but I was like, pretty good. You know, kind of a poor man's Stormland in that way. But yeah, I was impressed with boiling steel. Okay, let's go ahead and grab our second JetX code for the homies out there. And let's see, what do we got? Okay, here, this is JetX code number 2, and it is G3WFK55, which is the number of Jason Williams, former Sacramento Kings player, 78YJGTV, and I think that is a 0, but it could be an O at the very end. That is the JetX code number 2. All right, I'm going to take a quick sip of some water here for a second. Those of you with headphones on might hear an airplane overhead. Alrighty, so hopefully you guys have had time to grab this code and possibly enter it and grab yourself JetX. But let's go ahead and get to the next news topic that we have for the day, or the next thing we're going to go to. And what we're going to go to, guys, is we're going to go to a commercial from Facebook Reality Labs. Facebook Reality Labs has put together this really long commercial that is pretty cool, that kind of is enticing people out there that want to work on the future of reality, virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, all of these kinds of things. And Facebook Reality Labs, man, it's kind of like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You know what I mean? I mean, I would love to sneak into Facebook Reality Labs and see what they got going on in all their different little areas. You know, I imagine they're doing experiments with like next level audio. I imagine they're doing experiments with really wide FOV. I imagine they're doing experiments with really high resolutions. They're probably experimenting on all kinds of things. They're experimenting on, you know, different input methods and stuff. But why don't we go ahead and take a look at this trailer? It's pretty cool. Even if you're an Oculus hater and stuff, you still might enjoy this to some degree, because you got to admit, they're putting their money where their mouth is. That's the one beautiful thing about Facebook. They are not shy with the Benjamins. They are spending them with reckless abandon, and they're solving problems. There's some good things going on here. So let's go ahead and check out this commercial, this basically little mini documentary on Facebook Reality Labs.
Are you allowed to tell us what you do at Oculus Research?
No, I can't tell you what I do.
No, I can't.
So let's see.
I'll try without breaking the confidential rules.
Working on the future.
The project that I'm supporting and working on is something that's a really big bet. It's something that probably won't work, but if it does, it could be a huge game changer.
If you want to solve the hardest problems and invent the future, Oculus Research is the place to be.
It's kind of like the spaceship has pulled up next to you and said, hey, we're going to the future. Do you want to go? And you don't really say no to that, right?
Oculus Research is not a monolithic organization. It's a collection of small, highly motivated teams working together to solve more complicated problems.
This is our clean room facility that you can see behind me, and that is my fantastic team. Oculus Research is a unique environment, and that allows us to build the capabilities and the technologies that we do today.
This is the Dreamatorium. This space didn't even exist when we first came to Oculus. But one of the nice things about Oculus Research is that we can build spaces like this and solve problems the right way.
Oculus Research is like a well-funded startup within Facebook, right? And Facebook is a very supportive company.
We're set up around the whole idea of rapid iteration. We know a lot of it will fail, but some of it will succeed and change the world.
This is a single-point diamond turning machine. It's so refreshing to be able to use the appropriate tool to help you get to a finished product.
We have the most precise machines in the world right now. Like these are it.
It's so different. You're always solving a new puzzle, and that challenge makes it worth coming to work every day.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. The teams here are super cross-functional.
There's not a lot of places you get to sit next to mechanical and electrical engineers and PhD computer vision researchers and actually collaborate.
In Oculus Research, there's subject matter experts in all sorts of fields. I work on an optics team, and we're doing what I think are pretty advanced optics. That would not be as valuable of work if not for all the people we're surrounded by.
What we all do together is learn how to talk to each other and how to help each other.
I was looking for impact. If you make it happen here, you can deliver it to any place in this world.
I don't want a team of 100 people. I want a team of 2 or 3 that can innovate fast.
We have the opportunity to define a new computing platform.
You'll be working with the best team you could imagine. You'll have the resources to do your research.
If you want to work on the most challenging problems, this is the place to be.
If you're excited by driving technology into the future, you should come work with us.
All right, well, that is Facebook Reality Labs. And, you know, it's basically a recruitment video, right? They're trying to hype you up, and they know that there are very talented individuals that are out there throughout the world that maybe their eyeballs get onto this commercial somehow, some way, and their goal is to attract the best talent possible. And Facebook has the money to pay the talent. They've got the money to blow, man. I'm telling you, when Facebook originally bought Oculus, it was simultaneously the best thing that could ever possibly happen and one of the worst things that could ever possibly happen. So, and from the standpoint of being one of the best things, think about how much these guys are going to advance the craft of designing VR. They're going to advance it in such a major way, and their efforts are going to eventually help out every other company that can back engineer what they come up with eventually. And they're basically like bringing the entire VR gaming industry so far into the future, much faster than it would ever have happened with all the money that's being thrown at this. Because had Facebook never gotten into this game, we're probably 6-7 years behind where we might be. Now, a lot of the stuff, we're not going to see a lot of this future-facing stuff for another 5 to 6 years, but that's where it's going to be exponentially an improvement that is just going to kind of be game-changing. But anyway, that is Facebook Reality Labs. All right, let's see. Well, what we could do right now is, why don't I go ahead and throw out our third JetX code. Might as well throw out the third one. We'll get that out of the way, and then we'll get to our next story here. Okay, the third JetX code is 59KP2 7KGKF 9A399. That is JetX code number 3. All right, so we're going to get that out there, and I got to wait a minute before I give you guys a chance to get that. Let me go ahead and read some people in chat. Haven't really been reading the chat here. Bad on me. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Hussein X says, it's not the right time to release a Rift 2 needing expensive hardware. I'm glad they're targeting mass market with an affordable ease of use set. I'm also glad Index will also become an option. Yeah, I mean, I can't really argue. Jason Rubin talked about this. Ben Lang asked him straight up. He said, look, why not have a Rift Pro? And Jason Rubin basically said, look, we only have so many engineers, we only have so many teams, we only have so many factory lines, and all these sorts of things. And so based on that, we can't have like multiple products for PC and a standalone as well. They can only have one product for each of them at this point, and they're going to target more of a mass market consumer. But I don't think we should cry too bad about this, because there's other people in the industry that are going to cater to the high end. So it's not that big of a deal. But anyways, let's see what we're about to do here. Okay, so what I wanted to cover now, so this is what I was going to talk about actually before we got into all this other stuff, is I wanted to talk about Space Ops VR, which is another game I'm playing. And let me go ahead and grab the video for that. So we're going to talk a little bit about Space Ops VR. And I did a Let's Play for this game on my channel. And so definitely go ahead and check out this Let's Play after this show is over if you want to kind of get an inside look at this game. But yeah, I was checking this game out. So this game was recently announced. We barely found out about this game not too long ago. And then additionally, I believe this game is coming very soon. Like, this is coming in May. The other game, Boiling Steel, is like a fourth quarter game, so we might not get that game for a while. But this game is coming very soon, and I've been very impressed with what I've played so far with this game. Now, the way this game is designed, it's actually designed as it's designed as this like multiplayer game, where I think you and a couple of other people are going up against another team of a couple of people, and you're moving through these stages, and you're trying to get from one area to the next area to the next area to finally get to the last stage. And it's almost like a race, and it's like a co-op shooter on like some kind of alien world where you're dealing with a lot of insectoid type enemies and all kinds of weird enemies that you're battling, but you're really trying to get from one area to another. Now, when I played this game, there wasn't anybody else online at the same time that I was playing it, so it automatically put me with bots. And then the second time I played it, I went into the option where you could basically just go into like a single player version of the game, basically a version that is going to only be populated with bots, so you can kind of get a chance to learn how to play the game. For example, let's take a quick listen at where I am in this video right now. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and head over this way. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just exploring the world at this point in this video. But yeah, the insectoid creatures look pretty good. It's fast action. It works well. One of the things I mentioned about this game is it's basically an Action Jackson kind of a game. This is the kind of a game that you can jump into. You're instantly blasting things. Your boots are on the ground. You got these insects coming at you. Also, the other thing that I was thinking about when I was playing this game is I've kind of been let out of jail, because I've been playing a lot of PlayStation VR games. And as much as I love the PlayStation VR, you got a singular camera, you got to stay within the cone of vision, you kind of got to keep your feet planted right in front of that camera. And so now I'm back to playing some PC VR games, and I have the capability of turning completely around, not even having to use snap turn or smooth turn or anything, just physically moving around, being in a physical space, battling these insectoid creatures, and feeling like I'm in a giant environment, like a big open, wide open kind of environment. I'm outdoors. I'm on some kind of alien world. There's like a UFO that's over there. I was pretty impressed with the graphics. The gameplay felt really good as well. So this one's looking pretty good. This is Space Ops VR, and this is like kind of like a co-op multiplayer kind of shooter. Yeah, I mentioned right there, I mentioned that it reminds me of Action Jackson, so I just popped a little Action Jackson thing on there. I mean, it's an Action Jackson kind of a game, but I was very impressed with this, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Gunheart in certain ways, but you're like on this race. You're like competing against another group. So I don't know if it's going to be like you and one other dude when you're playing multiplayer, or maybe you and two other dudes, and then you're going up against a group that's going to have a couple other dudes, and they're also moving through this same type of obstacle course. And you can actually see them. Like, you could stop, and when you're out in a big wide open area, I died right here, but you're out in a big wide open area, you can actually look way over to the other side and you can see them running around. You can see the people that you're competing against, and it lets you know as you're going through the game. It'll say, the other team is on stage 3. Other team is on stage 4. Other team has made the final stage. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So it's kind of like this race that you're on. But I had pretty good fun with Space Ops. Okay, let's see here. So that's pretty much all the news stories that I had locked in. Of course, what we can do is let me go ahead and check chat and see what some people are talking about in chat. So Azar Alamawi says, base stations is what stopped me from Pimax and might stop me from Index. Why? Just the fact that you have to screw them into the wall and you have to get out a power drill. Does that bother you? No, it does kind of suck. The thing about the problem with base stations really is, well, I mean, if you have a primary VR room, and the Valve Index is a PC headset. It's a PC headset. So the Rift S, we can think about the Rift S and we can think, oh yeah, the Rift S is so very portable. But unless you have a really powerful gaming laptop, you're not really moving from room to room with your Rift S. You're probably going to be in one specific room with your Rift S. So how awesome is it that it has the inside-out tracking and you don't need to put anything on your walls? I don't know that it's that awesome. Now, it's kind of awesome if you have a gaming laptop and you're going over to your buddy's house, or you're going to a cabin for the weekend and you're like, hell, I'm going to bring my freaking Rift S and my gaming laptop with me. I'm going to the cabin. Like, that's awesome as well. But other than that, if you primarily have a place where you're playing your PC games, you set up your lighthouses, you drill them into the walls, and I mean, honestly, I think that's the way to do it. You want them firm, rigid, solid, and locked in my personal opinion. That's how you want them. So I would actually drill them straight up into the walls. I still have my brackets where I had my original lighthouses, so I would probably put these new ones in the same general location. But, it is what it is. Josh Albert says, what do you think of the Rift S? Well, like I said, I played the Rift S at GDC. I thought the comfort was incredible. I thought the foam padding around the headset, I was like, oh my God, the foam padding is so beautiful. Like, it felt like a pillow, maybe even more so than PlayStation VR, which I think PlayStation VR is awesome in terms of how comfortable it is. Rift S might even be more comfortable. The pass-through plus feature is freaking awesome. That is a super awesome feature, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Also, the controllers and the tracking, the 5 cameras, man, that tracking was really good. I think one worry I have is darkness. I do have a little bit of a worry of darkness, but basically, I'm excited for the Rift S. I want to buy a Rift S. I'm hoping to buy a Rift S. And basically, I'm going to do like this 45-day challenge with a Rift S and a standard Oculus Rift. And I'm going to try to use both of them back and forth, a 45-day challenge as I wait for the Valve Index to arrive, right? It'll probably be 45 days, basically. And I want to compare and contrast them back and forth. And whichever one doesn't cut the mustard is going to eBay. And the other one I'm keeping. So that's kind of my plan at this point in time. We'll have to see if that actually happens. Okay, so why don't I go ahead and throw out code number 4. Let's throw out code number 4 for JetX. Let's see here. Let's grab it. And so code number 4 is FLT3. GX 4HL 4EJCT. There it is. That is JetX code number 4. John Shubrook says HTC, they're targeting business sales. That does appear to what they are doing, but also the Vive Cosmos. Like, what the hell is going on with the Vive Cosmos? I mean, aren't they going to try to sell the Vive Cosmos eventually to some type of consumers? Like, I thought the Vive Cosmos was going to kind of be a bit of a higher end headset that would have these extra capabilities. And I thought they were going to target, kind of a higher end headset, and they would be targeting enthusiast VR players. But the Valve Index, the info dump, is coming in just a couple of days. Oh my God, our entire VR worlds are about to change. We might find out so much incredible stuff in the next couple of days. By the way, I've tried to reach out to MRTV, Sebastian, I would love to have Sebastian come on to VR 365 this Monday. I don't know if he'll be able to. But I would love Sebastian to come on to the show this Monday, because what I would love to do, I'd love to talk to Sebastian about the imminent arrival of Oculus Quest and Rift S, and also the imminent info dump about the Valve Index, and just kind of kick it and have a fun show with Sebastian this Monday before all hell drops loose, before all hell breaks loose on Tuesday and Wednesday. But I don't know if I'll be able to do that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be an exciting thing. It's going to be crazy. Okay, let's see here. Looking at some other comments in chat. Recycled says, yeah, and you really do want them solidly mounted, because if they move even slightly, it'll move the whole chaperone. Yeah, see, for me, I got to tell you guys, on my street, I don't know if it's the way this is on like everybody's street out there, but I can tell you, we get like UPS trucks, big ass garbage trucks and stuff that come down my street. And when they come down my street, this entire room is like, it's almost like a freaking earthquake. Is like when they're rattling down the street, there's a bit of a vibration. And even with my lighthouses like really drilled in and locked into locked into the wall, and they're firmly there, I still think they move just a little bit. And so, yeah, you want to have those things locked in. I don't think you want to just have them sitting on like a shelf with like, something kind of underneath it a little bit, so it's kind of tilted downwards. I mean, you could try to get away with that, but you're taking chances on that. Okay, so why don't we do this? Let's see. We still got one more code to give away. I'll save that one to the bitter end. So some of you that are still waiting for a code, you're going to have to wait to the bitter end. Sorry, brah. Okay, what we can do now, why don't we go to our Webinal browser, and let's go ahead and see what the stories are on the various websites and also the subreddits. Let's see if there's any last minute hype that's going on. Okay, so I'm going to switch over here. And okay, in chat, Rendered Reality just said something about, just a heads up. Okay, Coffee in VR is on Sunday. Oh, wait, they're having a special show on Sunday? Oh, Coffee in VR is going to be tomorrow. Okay, that's cool. All right, going head to head with VR Roundtable, brah. and we're also doing an episode tomorrow where we are going to have Stonepunk Studios, Jay from Stonepunk Studios. It's probably going to be the first of several episodes with Jay, because what I've decided to do in regards to like the Stonepunk Studios interview, I don't want to just hammer him. I mean, I don't want to try to fit every question I have all into one little episode. So I think tomorrow, the VR 365 episode that we're going to have following VR Roundtable is going to be kind of like the early years for Jay in terms of programming, how he got interested in gaming and his career and working for Blizzard. And it's going to be more focused on that than maybe so much like more recent stuff. But, we'll just see how it plays out. But I'm looking forward to that. But looking over here at the Upload VR website, and so this is a news story that I have seen. Epic Games is giving away 500 Magic Leap 1 headsets to developers. And, you know, I'm like, hip, hip, hooray. Yay. They're giving away 500 Magic Leap 1s. That's great. It's a good thing, right? Epic Games is making its Epic Mega Grants Fund a little more enticing. Today, the company said it's partnering with Magic Leap to award 500 of the Magic Leap 1 augmented reality glasses to developers working in AR. Yeah, these do normally go for $2,300. So developers can submit an online application for the Magic Leap 1 starting today. Okay, Jay from Stonepunk Studios, get your submission in, brah. You could be making Primordian in my living room, brah. I could see the Primordian guys come and sit down on my couch with me and maybe enjoy a nice cup of tea and a scone. I heard that today. I was watching the Today Show on NBC, and they talked about having tea and a scone. I didn't know about the scone part of it. So scones are big in the UK? That's what I heard today on the Today Show. But yeah, this is Epic Games. They're giving away 500 Magic Leap 1s. That's awesome. You know, there's really, I mean, these news stories, we've seen all these news stories already. So these are old news stories. Let's go to Road to VR. This is all the same old stuff that we've seen as well. So we've kind of seen all these stories. So let's go to the subreddits. And so the Valve Index subreddit, this subreddit has been bonkers, okay? This subreddit has been bonkers. I got to tell you, I was on this subreddit last night, and you kind of go down the rabbit hole when you start reading all these different threads. There are so many crazy speculations. Everybody is speculating everything you could possibly imagine. There's so many speculations about the resolution and what it can and cannot be. And basically, it keeps going back and forth where somebody says, no, it could be much higher. You know, they could undersample that. And then somebody else comes in and like, no, the specs say it's a 970. What are you talking about? They're not going to automatically bake in some special kind of undersampling and have the specs at 970. So you got people arguing back and forth. You got people arguing about the secret games, Half-Life, Left 4 Dead, Codename Citadel. You know, I don't know, man. I can't put a lot of stock into it's just so many rumors. It is so many rumors, and we are so close. We're so very close to getting the actual real shit here. Okay, here's a countdown to Valve Index info dump at 10 a.m. Pacific time on May 1st. Has this been confirmed that that's when the info is going to drop? Has Valve shared this info? Because there were threads yesterday. There were threads yesterday on the Valve Index subreddit where people were like, well, what time is the announcement going to happen? And what page do I refresh? And everybody's like, we don't know. We don't know what page. We don't know what time. And people were recommending the best thing to do is to constantly refresh this particular subreddit because somebody on this subreddit will find out where things are before anybody else. But let's go ahead and check this out. This is Countdown to Valve Index info dump at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And then this guy says, how do you know it's 10 a.m.? And the answer is whenever Valve does something, sales, events, etc., they almost always start at 10 a.m. But they didn't do that with the announcement of the Valve Index. The Valve Index announcement hit at like 4 p.m. in the freaking afternoon on a Friday afternoon. On a Friday afternoon after the close of the markets, you know, the Valve Index was announced. It wasn't at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So this guy's just assuming. You know, when you assume, you make a blank out of both of us, right? When you assume, you make a blank out of blank. So yeah, we don't know what time this information is going to come. Everybody is also hyper concerned because they believe that when this information comes, you've got to immediately pre-order that shit right away. Do you guys really think it's going to be super hard to get these? Do you think people, I wonder, do you guys think people are going to try to eBay and try to profiteer off Valve indexes? Will they try to do that with Rift S's? Will they try to do that with Oculus Quests? That's always a question. Now, the Oculus Quest, $399. The Rift S, $399. I do imagine there could be a couple of people that might actually try to go to Best Buy and buy one of those things and try to flip them. I mean, people are so freaking, they're like desperate for any little amount of money they can make in some kind of little scheme and some kind of little maneuver. I used to be kind of one of those people. Now I disdain that shit. But at one point I was one of those people that did that. I feel bad about that. Okay, let's see here. I sold my Windows Mixed Reality headset today and I'm ready to pre-order Valve Index. Good for you, buddy. Do we really want to hear about it? Maybe not. Let's see. But yeah, you know, so anyway, that's the Valve Index. Let's go ahead and check out the Oculus Rift subreddit. This subreddit has pretty much been the hype recently. A lot of stuff is going on. Of course, the memes, the internet maymays are in full and total effect. Y'all got any more of them Best Buy leaks? Oh, great. What a quick one. Just throw a Quest headset. That is fun. That's actually legitimately funny. Like, that legitimately made me smile. Much love, because most of these memes are kind of terrible. Terrible. These internet maymays, some of them. Let's see. Should I buy Beat Saber on Steam or Oculus Store? I don't think Beat Saber has cross-buy, so you can pretty much buy it anywhere, right? Let's see. Star Wars X-Wing VR, a student-made project in my VR class at the University of Utah. Oh, this isn't Trench Run VR? Because I saw this. I did not grab the video of this, but let's go ahead and click on it and just see what it looks like real quick. We could fast forward. So this is not Trench Run VR, huh? That's coming to... I got a form letter response from Lucasfilm. I'm going to assume that commercial use means for profit. This game was designed to run on Oculus Rift with touch controllers. Huh. So interesting. Has anybody downloaded this and checked this out? I mean, Star Wars, brah. Star Wars, brah. And it's free? God, this has to suck. Think about the guy that has made Trench Run. Okay, there's a game called Trench Run. Let's go over here and look at it real quick. I thought this was the same thing. Trench Run VR. Oh, man, dude, the Trench Run VR guy got boned because everybody's just going to go ahead and freaking get this free thing. So, yeah, Trench Run VR was supposed to be an April 2019 release. You know, we're running out of days in the month of April, that's to be sure. And this guy over here says, I did you one better, Liquid Pixel. Wait, is it Liquid Pixel? Yeah, Lucid Pixel. Lucid Pixel. I did you one better, Lucid Pixel. My name's Dylan, and I just dropped a free Star Wars experience that you can check out. So that's cool. I have not looked at that, but yeah, that might be interesting. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Let's see. Pros Enlightenment. I did play that. I got to play it more. I'm stuck. You know, that's the thing about all these games where it's basically puzzle-based games. How many freaking puzzle-based games have I played recently? I'm playing A Chair in a Room VR, a puzzle game. Ghost Giant, a puzzle game. What else? Pros, a puzzle game. I'm playing so many freaking puzzle games. And in Ghost Giant, I'm stuck. In Pros, I'm stuck. In A Chair in a Room, I'm stuck. Now, of course, you know, that's part of the game. You're going to get stuck in these games and you got to work your way through the rest of the game. Okay, so we're almost at the end of the show, so let me go ahead and throw on JetX code number 5. This is our final code, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the final code, and that will go ahead and complete our codes for the day. Much love to Fibram, the producer, the publisher of JetX, and developer Singularity Lab. So this is JetX code number 5. LAC, the Los Angeles Clippers, 94. DCM, 2 volts, 2V. QH, I think that's a 0. LX. I got an Accord LX. No, I don't. I did have an Accord LX at one time. Okay, that is JetX code numerical 5. And so that is all of our JetX codes so far. So those of you that could give a rat's ass about watching this dumbass podcast, you've only been enduring it because you were hoping to get a JetX code. You guys can go ahead and sign off. The rest of you can chill out. But I do recommend, if you are brand new, You've never experienced VR 365 before. This is what it's all about. Basically, I get up here on a daily basis live. There's no parachute, brah. There's no parachute. I am live. I could say a terrible cuss word right now. I could say something absolutely awful and get banned forever. This is all the way live. And there's no parachute. There's no trampoline. I don't have a pillow down there that I can fall and hit. I'm doing it live, bruh. And basically what we do here, it's VR gaming news and discussion 365 days a year, give or take about 27 days. And then my other recommendation is go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the little bell button. And then also, one other thing I can say, we can go to our scene here where we get like new subs and Patreon supporters and PayPal donators and stuff like that. We move over here and absolutely you can support this show. We are completely independent. We are not sponsored by anybody. Although if you throw enough money our way, we will change that status. Yes, we will. Did I mention our email is info@vrgamerankings.com? You throw me enough money and I will say, okay, I'm no longer independent. We have now switched. We are no longer independent. But right now, we are independent. And I call them like I see them, whether it comes to news stories, whether it comes to games or whatever. I will admit, though, I do get game keys, and I straight up got to admit, and I think this is a human phenomena, so I'm not saying it's my fault, but if you give somebody a free game key, I do believe that the person that receives the free game key, they're likely going to give the benefit of the doubt to the game on a subconscious, unconscious level. I just think that is reality, man. I think that is reality. And so I try to tell people when I do get a key because, I try to be as straight up about it. And I've talked smack about games that I've gotten keys before, but you do kind of go out of your way. I do believe people go out of their way to kind of give games benefit of the doubts when they've got their keys. So that is a factor. But let's go ahead and check out some folks in chat and some of the stuff people are talking about. Let's see. Kevin says, I bet in 3 months the HP Reverb will be on a steep discount. That is a possibility. Grid Nav says, stay on target, stay on target. Zenovator says, how cool it would be if people didn't buy into the hype and just went, well, who cares? It released when it released and just got on with their business. What world are you living in, brah? That ain't the world I'm in. We're in a world where we are nutcases, okay? I know me. I am addicted to this crap. I've been waiting for the Oculus Quest for a fortnight. I want to get into that Oculus Quest. I also want to try the Rift S. I want to play Stormland. I want to check out Pass-Through Plus. It is hype, y'all. Let's love the hype. In regular video gaming, there's too much hype. In VR, there can't be too much hype. There's so much hype in VR. Let's love it. Let's appreciate the hype in VR. Azar Alamori says, Kevin, why do you think the Reverb will be on sale soon? No reason for that. He's just saying that basically what he's saying is he probably believes that like it's probably that Valve Index is going to be so banging that all other headsets are going to suffer tremendously by comparison. I think that's what he's thinking. Okay, Andy Sky says, in one, the 9 game looks good if you are into cyberpunk future city environment. Yeah, we actually ranked 9, the Shattered something. I forgot what it's called. The Shattered I know it's the Shattered something. We actually ranked that pretty high on the top 40 Oculus Most Wanted charts. It's looking pretty good. Looks like a poor man's Blade Runner VR. Absolutely. Kevin says it's a beautiful day in the virtual neighborhood. Absolutely. It is a beautiful day in the virtual neighborhood. All right. Well, you know what? We've kind of been going for an hour, so I guess we could bounce out of here. I don't think I had any other stories I wanted to get into. I think we covered pretty much everything, and we've gone through all the codes. So we're all out of codes. See if there's any last-minute comments I want to mention here. So Azar Alamori, I might be mispronouncing that. Azar is very busy in chat. This guy is working hard. He's trying to earn his money with a lot of comments in chat. He says, is there any chance we get Index in May, not in June? Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that freaking an earthquake is going to happen right now, or a freaking UFO is going to land right on top of my house and like abduct my ass right now live on air. There's a chance for everything, but I don't think there's a very good chance. I would put the chance of a surprise launch in May catching everybody off guard. I would put that chance at about 18.7%. Okay, I would say it's about 18.7%. Not a very good chance. I wouldn't put a lot of money down on that. I think we're looking at June, and if anything, I think we're looking at probably June 20-something is when it will begin. So I would say June 20-something. So I'm not really thinking we're going to get that very quickly. Let's see. Index can cure cancer. That's Paolo Triani. And I would like that to be the case. Index actually, see, there's rumors on the freaking Valve Index subreddit that the Index is like a secret ploy by Valve to analyze our brain signals, kind of like Elon Musk basically has all these Tesla cars driving all around the USA, and they're all analyzing everything. They're sending that information back to the mother AI, and this same exact thing is, oh, my screen is too far down. It's not showing my beautiful lights in the background. Look at that beautiful green screen back there with those beautiful lights. I had to adjust my green screen so I could adjust my camera. I'm not showing my beautiful lights. But yeah, somebody was talking about the Valve Index. Damn it. Now I just lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, that it's going to scan. They're scanning our brainwaves because apparently Valve is really into this idea of a brain-computer interface. You know, BCI, brah. BCI. It's the next hot market in venture capitalism. Are you investing in BCI companies? Why not? You must be crazy. So Valve is going to put this index out there for free. One guy had a thread where he said the Valve Index is going to be free. They're going to give it away for free because they want to scan your head, brah. They want to scan all your cerebral activities and send all that information to the mothership. All right, well, somebody says Zaylin Maru, which is one of our Patreon supporters. He says, Quest unboxing live stream, Anthony? Probably not. No, probably not. What I could do, though, is I could do some kind of initial Oculus Quest video, like receiving the Quest. Like I could, it won't be anything live. It'll be something I'll like edit and stuff. Yeah, I kind of want to do that with the Quest and the Rift S. So I want to try to do some interesting things. The only problem is I still have a regular day job. I still got to do these daily live streams. You know, it's a hard life, bro. It's a hard life. All right, well, I need to get the hell out of Dodge. It's been long enough, folks. Let's move on. But real quick, before we move on, one last shout out to our Patreon supporter of the day. Much love to Remy Merced supporting the Patreon. Really awesome. Really appreciate that. Also, if you want to support this channel, PayPal is a wonderful way to do it. It's a one-time donation. Buy me a cup of coffee. I prefer, let's see, well, I like Pete's. I like Pete's and I like French roast. The problem is they don't have any creamer there, man. But, $2 could buy me a pretty good cup of coffee. So that's a beautiful way to do it. But Joanne donated $20 PayPal recently. My boy Janred donated $7 recently. VR Spry Guy commented recently. Now, these comments are after the show, so you got to leave the comment after the show. But he was talking about how I'm probably stuck in a chair in the room right as he was typing that comment. And that's probably true. I probably was stuck in a chair in a room right when he did that comment. But much love to Remy Merced. Really appreciate it. All right, I need to get the hell out of here. You guys will find me tomorrow around 9 a.m. Pacific time on VR Roundtable. VR Roundtable, baby. We are back after 1 week off. We're going to be talking about a lot of different games we've been playing. We'll talk about some news stories as well. That's probably going to be around 9 a.m. Pacific or so. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be awesome. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then, don't forget, folks, Stone Punk Studios. Jay from Stone Punk Studios, the man, the myth, the legend, the dude that has single-handedly crafted one of the most incredible, visceral, powerful Predator in VR movie experiences I've ever experienced in VR, man. Seriously, Primordian is legit. A powerful experience that you could have. And Jay from Stone Punk Studios will be on the program tomorrow. That is going to be following VR Roundtable. So look forward to that. I would love to have Sebastian on Monday. So guys, tweet at Sebastian. Say, bro, you got to come on VR 365 on Monday. It's going to be awesome. That'll be so awesome. And then next Sunday, Bobby Blackwolf, tentatively scheduled. Bobby Blackwolf, he's a podcaster, a Twitch streamer extraordinaire, and also a VR fan. So lots of good stuff coming up on the show over the next several weeks. And then all the drama. I mean, think about the frickin' drama. So much drama on a stick. Oh my God, this is going to be one of the most interesting weeks ever. All right, well, I'm out of here, folks. I will see you guys tomorrow on multiple programs. So we'll see you then. Take it easy. Have a good one. Later, brah.